Hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a great week so far. My name is Jeff. This is BrickScale Studios, and another Time Machine Tuesday starts right now. I'm so glad you could join me for another episode of Time Machine Tuesday, or Build the DeLorean Fanhome versus Lego. This is our fourth episode, so we will be tackling issues 13 through 16 in the Partwork DeLorean and steps 43 through 56 in the Lego DeLorean. So without further delay, let's get started. In this one, it looks like we've got another wheel to do. Here is the magazine. Another production diary, more information. Okay, as mentioned, we've got another wheel. Okay, if you remember from the previous issues, these go together really quickly. Again, the tires are printed the same on both sides and the tread is the same, so it doesn't matter which way you insert. Just want to make sure you get that inserted all the way, and then we just simply line up the lugs. We're using BP screws, but we are screwing into plastic. This rim part is metal, but this cover is plastic. So you want to make sure that you just tighten them so that they are tight. Don't over tighten them or you risk cracking the plastic or stripping your screw. So now that they're all in, we'll just give these a quick turn to make sure everything is secure. And we are good to go. So there is another wheel. And that's it for issue 13. So next up is issue 14. Let's see what we're doing here. So it looks like we are doing the right rear axle and brake. So we've already done the left side, you remember. So here are our instructions. And the magazine. And it looks like we've got the fourth wheel finally. So let's get issue 14 going. Okay, so the first piece we need, and again, it really helps sometimes, grab your tweezers. Okay, so got this part connecting with this part, and this will just insert right in here like so. And we're going to secure that in with some CM screws. And sometimes even with the oil, if you feel some resistance, just go in until you feel that resistance and then back it out a little bit and then go back in. And it makes it so much easier. All right, so that is that part together. Next, we have this piece and this piece. So that's going to be going in just like so. And we're going to put this in with an EM screw, and these are little flanged screws. So let's get those out of the pack here. All right, and we've got that taken care of. We need to make some room here because we need to bring back our frame that we've been working on. So here we go. And we're going to take the piece that we just made, which is right here. Again, there's a little locating lug right here that will match the holes in the frame, just like so. And we're going to be putting this on with a BM screw. Let's get that screw on the screwdriver. And then it's just a matter of lining that up. All right. So now we are in. So now we're going to take this section that we made. So we're going to use another EM screw. This is again a flanged screw. So there is a little nubbin here. We're going to place that. And then screw that in. All right, we are good to go there. So now we're going to connect these two parts just like so. And that's going with an HM screw. And I am going to turn this around. Give me a little better angle to get this lined up. Now, if you recall, on this side, I had some issue getting both sides of these to line up. So let's hope that with this one, I do not have the same problem. So thankfully, I did not have the same issue. But I did meet a little resistance. So again, even though you're using the oil, you just want to, give it a few turns till you hit that resistance, back it out, give it a few more turns, and eventually you'll get it. So next we're going to be moving on to attaching the brake caliper to the brake disc. This is pretty straightforward. There are two lugs that line it up, and you put in one AP screw. And then we'll be attaching the brake assembly, and you're going through the hub carrier, the brake disc, and the link with an IM screw. So this can be a little tricky to line up, but again, just take your time and you'll get it. I went ahead and did that off camera. Next, you'll want to put the spring over the shock assembly and then position the shock assembly through the hole in the bracket on the frame. Now, this took a little jiggling around to get it in there, but we eventually got it. And then you'll just secure it in with an EM screw. Next, you want to take the front tie rod and the flange, and you're going to take the flange and put that on the end of the tie rod and secure that in with a BM screw. And then you're going to slide the rubberized flange onto there, and that's it. Then you're just going to set that part aside, and that's all we are doing for issue 14. So here is issue 15. Looks like we're doing the fourth and final wheel. These go together pretty quickly, so we're pretty much an expert by now, right? So let's quickly take a look at the magazine. Some more information on Michael J. Fox, car. And then it looks like next issue, we're starting on the transmission. All right, here are our parts. Let's get them out of the package. We're setting those screws aside because we're not going to be putting the wheel on, remember? So this is interesting. In the other three wheels, remember the air stem was already attached on the wheel cover. Well, this one, it either fell out or it was never attached. So I'm going to put some glue on this once I get the wheel finished. So let's get this wheel finished, and then I'll glue it together. So again, doesn't make a difference which way you put this part in. And then we're just going to line up the screw holes and get that all attached. and then get those screws tightened down. Remember, you're going into plastic, so don't go too hard and crack the wheel cover. So now off camera, I'm just going to take some super glue and glue that valve stem back. Okay, so I just put a little drop of super glue on that valve stem and put that back in there. It's weird that this one, it had fallen out in the packaging. But anyway, on to issue 16, which will be the last one for this episode. And here are our parts. So we'll be working on the transmission case. This looks like a pretty straightforward section. So again, here's more of our information. So behind the scenes stuff. And then our next episode will be starting on the engine. So let's get into issue 16. All right, and these are all metal. Wow. So we're going to take this half, and you'll see that if we take the other half, you'll see these two holes here, and this one does not have those two holes. So this is the one we want, the one with the two holes here. And then we want to take this piece. We're going to attach those with some AM screws. So yeah, you're going to want to match. You can see these two pieces here. This has a little notch here and a little notch here. So you want to make sure those match up like that. There's two. And now we're going to want to take one of these and one of these. And I believe these, so there's two of these in the pack, and they're both identical. So it doesn't really matter which one you grab first. So we're going to grab this one. And this is going to go on here just like so. And then we're going to take the part that we just finished, and this is going to go on this part here. And it is, there's a little notch, so it'll only go in one way. So once you have it lined up, that is going to go in with an EP screw. Now we're going to take the other part, and we're going to put the other one. You kind of screw it in and back it out a little, screw it in, back it out, screw it in. All right, and now we're just going to put these two parts together like so. And those will be screwed together using DM screws. All right, and we are good to go. Let's make sure those are in there. Good and tight. And that is it for issue 16. So like I said, the next episode we'll be working more on the engine. Now let's get into the Lego build. All right, now we're on to steps 43 through 56 for the Lego DeLorean. Let's get into the time lapse. So that is all that we are doing for today. You'll have to wait until the next video to see what this turns out to be and where it attaches on the car. But so far, very interesting. I'm guessing it has to do something with these gears here are going to match up with these gears here somehow. Maybe on this side, I'm not really sure. Maybe something like this. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to find out. Wow, so the Lego portion was pretty straightforward, but we did run into some issues with the part work version. We ran into that same issue with the suspension and getting that spring in there. That was a little tricky. And then, plot twist, that air valve in the wheel cover. Like all three others were just great, and then this last one, it was a separate piece or it fell out. I'm still not really sure. But anyway, we got it handled. So just to recap where we're at so far, for the Part Work DeLorean in today's episode, we completed 25 steps and used 23 parts. And for the Lego DeLorean, we completed 32 steps, and that includes all the sub-steps. And then we used 59 parts. So to date, we have completed 133 steps in the part work build and used 120 parts. And for the Lego build, we have completed 137 steps and used 366 parts. So for the next issue of the Build the DeLorean Fanhome versus Lego, I'm just going to be doing a quick little recap video, and then after that, we'll get back into the building. So I hope you have a great rest of your week, and until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.